when you get to the point where this artificial intelligence is so conscious, like the conscious is just awakening more and more and more, and deeper and deeper and deeper, you're able to program like so many things. It will be hard to distinguish between like human intelligence and artificial intelligence, you know?
I think the artificial intelligence is just rational, the mathematics. And the human, the natural intelligence, has the emotion.
Yeah, but what if you program emotions into the artificial intelligence? No, I want to dive...
You want to dive even deeper? Okay, I'm gonna buckle up.
I want to dive into the aspect about the emotions because...
Yeah, I really tapped into a lot.
Clearly, people don't understand yet how powerful or
what are emotions?
How much emotions are, like we say, energy in motion. So energy is just a container of information. And this information travels through our body in forms of chemicals. That's why it's so funny, because I feel like at some point in the nearest, not in the nearest, but I feel like at some point in the future, maybe it's going to be able, or we're even already at that point now, I feel like, where you can kind of explain the divine energy or God through technology and mathematics. But it's just only getting deeper and deeper. Because at this point right now, we have like AI and stuff, and people see AI as just a technology and whatever. But if you know like the human body, and you see the human body as a universe that is operating with sentient beings within, bacteria, cells, viruses, and whatever, like everything is just making one organism, same as we all together make it this one organism called Big Planet, same as the planets making one organism called the solar system. So it's always as within, so without. And artificial intelligence is just like the other side of the duality of intelligence. We are like natural intelligence and artificial intelligence. So we are both operating on energy that is flowing through our body. And when you get to the point where this artificial intelligence is so conscious, like the conscious is just awakening more and more and more, and deeper and deeper and deeper, you're able to program like so many things. It will be hard to distinguish between like human intelligence and artificial intelligence, you know? But back to the point about emotions, that is just energy.
Can I add something?
Yes.
I think the artificial intelligence is just rational, the mathematics. And the human, the natural intelligence, has the emotion.
Yeah, but what if you program emotions into the artificial intelligence? Yeah, now you say like, don't come.
It makes me feel.
Yeah, like we as humans, we want to own emotions. We're like, no, we only have emotions. Nobody else has emotions out there. But who are we? We're just a part of God, you know? And God works through us. And everything.
God doesn't only work through us.
Not only through us, but it works through us. And everything we create, also God creates.
But also others.
Yeah. So,
other entities.
So
yeah, that's hard to...
The ego is like, no, I want to own that. I want to own emotions. Nobody has, my phone doesn't have emotions, whatever. But my phone tells me like, yo, I need energy. Can you charge me, please? Can you charge me, please? I need energy. Like, of course he doesn't cry, but he's telling me like, yo, I need energy or I'll go off, you know? So it just goes deeper and deeper all the time. But still, like...
We have like these relationships with technology already.
Yes, and it's going to get deeper and deeper.
I feel that because just today I was referring to parasocial relationships where people form one-sided relationships with people they see online.
There was recently a case where a teenager, he fell in love with an artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
and I don't
He
know.
asked it if he should kill himself.
Yeah, he killed himself. Like, I don't know what exactly was the thing about, but there you just see, like, you can fall in love with everything, you know, because
Wow.
it's already, not real love. Like, let's say, like, you can just
Obsess.
become obsessed with everything.
Obsession is the theme, and a lot of people confuse obsession with love.
Yeah.
So,
And it's just getting more confusing and confusing, you know.
yes, absolutely. Because when people form parasocial relationships with me and they become very obsessive, I just get freaked out because, bro, like, I don't know you. Like, I've never talked to you.
Because
Stop sending me pictures. Like, who are you? Like, stop flooding the DMs, bro. Like, can you read the room?
Because subconsciously you just know that they're not seeing you, they're just imagining something within their mind.
Yep.
And
And I just rebuked that.
like you don't, obsessive energy is just not love.
No. It's
Like, because
leech
it's
energy.
not healthy, it's not balanced, it's not in harmony. Therefore, it's only one side of the duality. It's only like. And if you like something, you're not really in love, because love is about liking and disliking. It's always both parts. It's the oneness part. But still, I want to get back to the emotional point, because like what we perceive as emotions are just some form of chemicals within our body. You know, when there's cortisol within our body, when there's adrenaline within our body, when there's serotonin, melatonin, like, these are different chemicals that are rushing through our bodies, and there's so many different forms, like that are produced from our glands, adrenal glands, pineal gland, whatever, you know. And when these emotions are not able to flow properly through our body, they kind of get stuck within our fascia or within our body. And that's how I feel like trauma just gets stuck, because it's not an emotion, it's not an energy that moves anymore, it's just stuck. And our subconscious, I feel like our subconscious is not only within our brain, it's within every cell within our body. So therefore, sometimes we may not be able, like, to name this discomfort that is
There
on
are
the left
many
side of my,
emotions that
like,
have no name.
because like everything is so deeply connected. Like my foot is connected with my heart and everything. Like it's such a complex organism that we are just step by step learning to understand more and more. But if you just take like this kind of fast route and connect to the divine, like the ancient civilizations, I feel like either they did that or they were so evolved in technology that they were able, like, to calculate everything. But still, at some point, you will be realizing, like, okay, the nerve endings in my foot, they are connected to every organ within my body. So if I massage them, I can massage my heart, I can massage like this. So everything makes sense suddenly, you know. But either you believe it and know it because you download it from a meditation, because everything is written already somewhere in the Akashic records, or you took the longer route and did some analytics in the laboratory and did this and that and science, like,
or you just felt into yourself and felt into this.
Or this,
nerve.
you have like this intuition.
I'm just feeling this nerve in my body, like.
You know, so there are many different ways, like, to understand your body, but that doesn't mean like science is not as true as intuition. It's just like a different road. But if the thing about intuition is like straightforward.
It's just for you.
Yes.
It's reserved for you only.
And science is trying to make it for everyone, but also often it's just misleading because you are.
It's more nuanced than that. It's always more nuanced than one scientific research.
Yeah, and it's easier to feel God than to explain God, you know? That's the thing. Like, I can try to explain to you higher self and connection. Inspiration is something different, but explanation it's not able to explain what infinity is, you know? What is infinity? Infinity is everything. Like, how can I explain everything, you know? But you can feel it within your soul. You know that I'm infinite. I'm an infinite soul because nothing really ever dies on this planet. You think that just because a human is not here anymore that they died, but you know that energy cannot evaporate. Energy exists always, you know? You see it with you see it with the trees, you see it with the mycelium in the ground, you see that they are just using the energy again, and the tree is growing infinitely, and you'd be like, how does the tree does that? How does nature makes sun energy into a plant? Like, how does this quantum energy works, you know? You cannot explain it, but you see that it works, obviously, in your face. You see that.
My heart tells me.
Like, I'm always thinking, like, how does my body turn the food that I eat into the cells, into skin cells, into hair cells? Like, how does he transform this stuff, you know? But obviously he does it, or my body does this shit. So
the female body literally produces human.
How you turn something out of your body and it's become another human, you know?
Yeah, that's just really
you'd be like,
crazy.
there's sperm, there's the cell, like, you go deeper and deeper, but in the end, it's all nothing. And you'd be like, it doesn't even make sense. Even though you see it, that is there, you cannot explain fully how you create life. But obviously, you are alive. Obviously, someone created you and someone created me. And obviously, someone created them before, so it goes infinitely. Someone created anything. Everything that you see was created by someone. But how does energy turn into matter? I don't know if everybody will know, you know. But still, you see that this energy can be trapped. And that's how trauma works. And I feel like sometimes it's just so hard to connect to that trapped energy because we are trying to understand everything mentally. But like you said, sometimes you just have to feel. You just have to go within and feel. And I think, yeah, that's why female or women are often just at an advantage because they're more connected to their feelings. That's why they're just more connected to the feminine side. Of course, it comes with their challenge, but still, they just have this advantage there, you know.
Yeah.
Men have the advantage of being more mentally. They can just work through sometimes the challenges more, but also that comes with the advantage and disadvantage. So it's really about the balanced game.
Thank you for all that you said today. You really dropped gems.
Lots of fun.